Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web.
Yeah, okay, we're just gonna move fast on this one.
No full intro? Okay.
No, I'll just edit it in. It's called editing.
Okay.
Welcome to the Comic Crypt Podcast. I am your main host, the Holy Ninjato, and with me is Changhis isn't late. You are.
That's right! I'm not late for once! Well, sort of. I was kind of late, but not this time! Ooh.
And then with him is not the last one.
I'm gonna need some pictures by my desk.
Yes. And then the one who did ran late is Mr. Matchstick.
Yes.
Mr. Matchstick, how could you? Don't you know it's in Not's name to be the last one? How could you steal his position like that?
No. He is not the last one.
Oh,
He can't be the last one because he's not the last one.
Damn, you got me there. Big brain.
Yeah, so anyway,
Okay, originally your what were your intentions to be not space the last one? Wait. What was your intentions for making the name?
Oh, like I don't think there was ever a space. I think it was just. I was imagining it as just being a phrase when I first heard it.
Oh. All right.
Oh, he just made a password. Passphrase.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, so what do you guys think of this week's or this month's reading?
One Stacy down, one more to go. Come on, baby.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. Like that's like one of the first things that popped in my head as soon as I was done reading that issue. It's just, all right, one Stacy down. Let's get to the other now.
When Gwen dies, it's like double kill.
Double kill.
They find out Gwen's mom just died. Triple kill.
Triple kill.
Her grandparents, killionaire. Kill-tacular.
Kilimanjaro.
Like, ever since the start, Changhis, you and Matchstick are like, all right, when can we get to the killing of the Stacys?
It is nice, but we're just having the appetizers right now.
Admittedly, of course, it's a joke, but like at the same time, it does mostly just stem from the fact that since I didn't grow up in the comics and all that, I'm just so used to MJ with Peter. So like whenever it's like I see Peter with Gwen, so I just go, okay, so when's he gonna ditch the blonde for the redhead?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so, but
right,
I always known Gwen Stacy as the side chick, and that never gets him. So, like, all right. So when are you gonna lose, Miss Stacy? When are we gonna bring out the actual, like the red-haired carpet?
Bring in... What? What did you just say?
Red hair carpet.
Oh, wow.
That was not a sexual joke.
Oh.
That was not a sexual joke.
All right. But still, it's kind of
it that way. Oh.
Hey,
all right. Anyway,
you're the one with the dirty mind.
Yeah, you're the one who thought of that, Shadow.
Yeah, exactly. What's that got to say about you?
Okay, I need to grab the lashes to whip myself.
Oh.
We're as we approach an end of the era, like everything's coming much closer to my era of Spider-Man, the Bronze Age.
Yeah. So, what do you think? So no, I was gonna ask, what do you think of our comic read?
Uh, yeah, like everything's coming together. It's really great. It's really like
All right, Matchstick, what do you think?
Man, I didn't realize how good this would be, but this is real. I'm this is so good compared to modern comics. Like, damn. I mean, well, fuck new things. Old return to monkey.
Turn to monkey.
I think in general,
Mm.
there are some things that it's just so surprising. People, when they think of Sam Lee's Spider-Man, they think of him with Ditko. But I think this era really showcases Stan Lee's writing ability to give depth to a lot of characters, and while still keeping it generally uplifting, but while having some real-world elements.
but like it really is surprising how much even when Stan like this is the moment where Stan was he's gonna step back from the pencil and start being the big man in the chair. It's really how surprising how much he after the Galactus trilogy and this these issues right here, uh, like how much he's kind of set the next generation for the Bronze Age.
Yeah, it's yeah, I know one of the standing points, the benchmarks that people say this is the end of the Silver Age, is the merit is actually in Fantastic Four annual, and it's the wedding annual. Where Reed and Sue actually get married, and I want to actually do that one probably as our part of our special that we're planning.
Oh, okay, sure.
For my pick, because it's hilarious. It's Doctor Doom trying to ruin a wedding.
Richards, you will not find happiness as long as I live.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just get into it. Where Spider-Man has to battle his most dangerous opponent. Let me find it. All right.
It's the deadliest foe he's ever faced before. Even deadlier than Doc Ock? Yes.
Yes, an Australian.
The Kangaroo! Ooh. Has anyone ever done anything with this guy ever since?
I don't think so.
The Kangaroo just came, and then everyone's like,
he's probably one of those guys that just show up once in a while. Because people like a writer was going through all forgotten characters, and they have him just show up to be killed off. The next
I mean, I'm just looking at. He got killed at one point. Got revived as part of the clone conspiracy.
He again. We spent like almost an hour before we started recording talking about the clone shit. Why is he of all the guys also being cloned? What is it with Spider-Man and clones?
Don't you know if you're connected to Spider-Man legally, you must have one clone?
What is it with I swear, if the next I'm pretty sure Spider-Man 2 did well enough for them to start making a Spider-Man 3 game. So when that comes out, I swear if they do clones, I'm gonna be like, again, what is it with you and clones? So,
but this was the conspiracy is stupider than it's just plain stupid.
oh, okay.
But yeah, he only seems to show up twice.
He just shows up and then leaves. Comes back again for clone shenanigans.
It's like
And
the
then
Giga
just
Chad
leaves.
meme. You know what? It's like the Giga Chad memes. Giga Chad
Yeah.
meme comes in,
Shows
shows up, comes in for another issue, gets a clone, leaves, never shows up
Leaves.
again. Refuses to elaborate.
Refuses to elaborate.
Apparently, he had a cameo appearance in X-Men the Anime series as part of Magneto's army during the Asteroid M arc.
Mutant.
I'm a mutant now, Spider-Man.
Okay, he did show up in Ultimate Marvel as a gang boss.
Oh, it's a gang boss.
I do like that kind of like brings up the idea. I do kind of like it when they make just like some few characters mutants that are just completely unrelated to the X-Men. like Wasp and Whirlwind and Avengers EMH. They might be they're Whirlwind's a mutant and Wasp might be. I kind of like that idea. Just have them have mutants show up a few. Why do we have to have mutants only and normals only comics? Why can't we have, the mutants sitting next to normal people inside of the bar?
Yeah. Sorry. Not you were about to say something.
Why do we have to put the mutants on the back of the bus?
Well, I like to believe like the kangaroo was the kangaroo still wasn't a mutant. He was just recruited into because he was a mutant supremacist sympathizer.
I think honestly, I like just the idea that he just trained so hard he's that autistic about learning from the
It
kangaroos.
admittedly is such a really fun idea. The idea that this guy he just lived with the kangaroos for so long. He just able
As
to
a hobby, by the way. This was his free time.
He just thinks he's a mutant. He's not actually a mutant.
Like,
exactly.
Okay, if this is like one of the characters, it's like, okay, we need to give Miles Morales a new rogue gallery. This is definitely a character that's like, we can make a new version.
Yeah.
Miles,
Isn't
you
there
must
like
face
a DC character like this, kind of like Catman? Who's like, like spends just so much time with like lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Miles, you must now
Except
face the deadliest of your foes.
Look, technically, like the Enforcers had silly names for Spider-Man's early days, so
Don't you diss
it's not
Montana?
that far off. The Ox.
The real one out is Fancy Dan.
Fancy Dan, the ladies' man? Yeah, they found him in a garbage can.
Wow.
So the plot of this comic is that, as we discussed before, Frank Oliver is an autist. The full definition of an internet autist. He loves kangaroos. He decides to live and travel with kangaroos as a hobby. So much so, he gains their abilities.
I also like how he's also kind of a stereotype because not only is he someone who he's a man who loves kangaroos, he's an Australian that loves kangaroos.
Yeah.
To be fair, who else is going to be around to hang out with kangaroos? I mean, that would require having a normal, intelligent, civilized man to go out to Australia of all places.
And then it gets funnier. He then decides to go into competitive boxing. So it's like, okay, this is kind of a reflection of Spider-Man in his early days. He got bitten by the radioactive spider, so he becomes a pro wrestler. But in this one, he decides to straight up drop kick his opponent in a boxing match. Dude, Punch Out is not a thing until 20 years after.
We gotta get Marvel boxers. Gonna have Daredevil be the announcer.
Look, I just imagine, like, up to this point, he could fit into an entire backstory for a new Punch-Out game.
He is a punch-up character, isn't he?
Including being a stereotypical Australian. So, because he drop kicked his opponent, not surprisingly, is injured. And he is facing criminal charges. Because apparently, he is so stupid of not understanding boxing, you fight with your fists and not drop kicking. And then this criminal genius decided that the best way to escape crime is to travel to the US without a passport.
Well, he's talented. No one said anything about him being smart.
Yeah. And then when he gets to the US, surprise, surprise, he got arrested by border security, essentially.
Man, what a tragic tale.
Yeah, a tragic tale, and that he managed to escape because apparently this is the time where border security did not bring guns.
This is why we need Trump. We need to build a wall to keep out these boxing kangaroo Australian immigrants.
We're going to build a wall to keep out the Australians. It's going to be huge. Huger than the one at the border of Mexico. The real threat was the Australians this whole time.
They just go on a boat to the Pacific, and there's just a giant wall, like just covering the entire Pacific.
Yeah, the Australian prices are going to be quadrupled after that.
Hey, who told Australians to be the way they are?
Okay, so anyway, so this smart criminal decides to break free at detention and decides to wear an outfit that exposes his face. And wearing just hair as his costume.
He was ahead of his time. Little did we realize that he was a revolutionary. Of course, a genius! Who would have guessed that the best costume is just no costume? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, just wear wrappings and a fur outfit, and I'm good.
Exactly. We should have seen this coming. Oh, so smart.
and so the next brilliant thing he decides with his great leaping abilities that he learned from
the
studying the
kangaroos. Exactly.
he is to try to steal cash from guys carrying a suitcase.
I just remembered, Captain Boomerang's so Australian. Well, Captain Boomerang and Boomerang. So, all of these Australian characters in comics are just stereotypes. 100%.
It's great.
Don't mention that the Australians will be offended and write nasty letters about how.
Screw the. You know what? Screw the Australians.
That's gonna be real. That's gonna be real hard for emus to write when they don't have fingers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Who lost the war against a bunch of flightless birds? Not America.
We blew up whales.
Hell yeah! If we're gonna successfully too. If we're gonna commit crimes against nature, then you gotta at least win. You gotta at least succeed doing that.
Okay, so our smart criminal who's a genius, a clear
Of
genius,
course.
decides to steal the first suitcase, like that has guards that he sees, thinking that it has cash, even though if he stayed there for 5 seconds, he would notice that everyone is acting paranoid around it.
Nah, we just couldn't see the genius behind his plan.
Come on, man. They're acting paranoid because there's money in there. Duh.
Duh.
we all like the Soviets, told us that all money will corrupt the American soul. So they're all petrified because once that money comes out, they'll spend it on lavish things like feed for their cats or different types of hats.
Or food.
Or, oh gosh, not food. The masses must starve.
Exactly. But so he ends up stealing this briefcase, and it contains a vial, thinking that it's a jewel, when it's actually an experimental bacteria that would cause devastating plague if it just cracks open.
Oh my gosh, he had COVID this whole time. No, Kangaroo! Stop! Drop what you're doing! That's COVID you're carrying! I do not know what the COVID is. Alright, COVID hasn't been invented yet. Shit.
Oh, was it?
Well, it's actually, you see, turns out it's actually the new strand of bubonic plague, aka the Black Death. So, yeah.
Of course. Of course, the bubonic plague has returned.
It's a pangolin. Rabies.
Mm.
He's gonna.
Somehow
Gonna
the
sneeze.
bubonic. Somehow the bubonic plague has returned. Actually, no joke. I remember
hold on.
hearing.
Not was asking something.
Oh, what were you gonna say, Not?
I was gonna say, like, in all seriousness, when was the last time we ever had a situation like this for Spider-Man that was life or death?
Huh.
Probably Doc Ock with the international incident.
Doc Ock's gonna cause an international crisis. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Before that, the
Okay.
international incident before that, or the Rhino.
Is that the Brazil one?
The Brazil one?
Didn't they go to like Brazil on the plane?
No. Not with
They fought
Spider-Man.
like Spider-Man and Doc Ock fought on a plane, and then it went to Brazil, and he had to take a plane back real fast.
No, no, that's later on, and it's
Curse
not Brazil.
Spider-Man.
So,
Because
and,
of you,
yeah.
I'm stuck in Brazil with those damn Brazilians and their double jump ability.
Or I'm stuck in a fucking airport with this fucking yellow guy and this purple weird little guy, and now we're just complaining about we're in a Brazilian airport.
Hey, you with the metal arms. Hey man, you know a good like hotel to stay at? My friend, you're kind of screwed up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, okay. So I was trying to. What was Peter doing? Oh yeah, Aunt May was returning. So.
Oh yeah, Aunt May comes back from like a little vacation.
And then Peter tried to do. Okay, I need to save the city to get the bacteria back. But Aunt May is thinking that I'm sick from even though it's clear overexertion. Nothing is wrong with me.
Nothing's wrong with me. Nothing. We haven't got to that part yet.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a web double of me in my bed. She is clearly not gonna inspect me. Clearly,
she obviously, she's not gonna do anything of the sorts. And then Aunt May comes in. Peter, I'm here to check on your temperature. It's like, oh fuck, that's right. She thinks I have a fever. Oh, I didn't take it to. Well, in hindsight, he says that. Like, it's like in hindsight, it's like, oh, course, I forgot. She thinks I have a fever. I didn't take into account that she would check my temperature. And it's like, Peter, time to take a temperature. And then she, opens the sheets and there it is, the web dummy he made. It's like, and then she faints.
Great googly boogly.
Great googly boogly, and then she faints. Again. Aunt May really seems to faint a lot.
Well, she's an old lady from the 60s.
I get that. I 100% understand that, but it's just kind of funny though. It's like, wow, Aunt May, you really seem to be fainting a lot. You gonna be okay?
It does get ridiculous. About it has gone ridiculous. It's like, okay, just keel over already, lady.
Hey. We can't ever keel over. Mephisto will come in. Spider-Man will have to make a deal with the devil, and he doesn't have a wife yet.
That's right. That's right. Gosh, think ahead of time, Ninjato.
Okay, we just need Doc Ock to unleash a plague on the city.
Speaking of plagues, there we go. Yeah.
But Spider-Man, Peter does end up rescuing the bacteria. The kangaroo gets away, which is fine.
But then it's like, oh wait, but Aunt May, she fainted from shock. I better go to make sure she's all right and all that. Hey, Aunt May, you okay? Peter, I saw some weird thing in your bed. No, Aunt May, it was just in your imagination. Oh, I'm going senile then. And Peter just goes, oh no, what have I done? I made Aunt May think she's senile. Oh, I'm the fucking worst. Oh, I hate my life so much. Oh, I'm so stupid. I joke about this the last few recordings for the comic Crypt, but it's just so fascinating to me how this current time, Peter is just constantly pitying himself and pissing it's just constantly going, oh my gosh, this is all my fault. Oh, I'm the worst. Oh, what have I done? Oh my gosh. It's kind of just this thing I kind of as far as all the Spider-Man stuff I've consumed, I don't think I've ever seen. I think I said this last time, but out of all the Spider-Man media I've seen, consumed, etc., the only thing I could think of, at least at the top of my head, that I've seen Peter in this much self-doubt and almost to a point of just wallowing in his own pity would maybe be the Raimi films, especially in Spider-Man 2. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, because anything else I've seen, Peter would obviously, he would put himself in some self-doubt, but then afterwards he would, he'd knock some sense to himself, God damn it, Peter, you can't just wallow in your own self-doubt forever. Come on, just trek forward. Come on, you think Uncle Ben would want you to, wallow in your own self-doubt like this? Get it together, Peter. But then so yeah, and the only thing I could think on top of my head would probably be, again, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, where he's just oh my gosh, what have I done? This is awful. Oh.
You were gonna go?
Yeah, I think later, yeah, from Conway, DeFalco, and all that stuff. It seems like all the other characters are more worried about Peter than Peter was worried. After a certain point, Peter just stopped worrying about himself. He cared about a lot of what Mary Jane was doing and what Aunt May was doing, but it's funny how reckless he kind of becomes as the older he gets.
Yeah, it's so on your point about the Raimi films being the closest to the Peter we're reading, that is intentional because Sam Raimi grew up with this period of
Mm.
Spider-Man. And you see it all, that fingerprints all over the place with his self-doubt, even in Spider-Man 2. Like, I personally don't like Spider-Man 2, and I think it definitely did delve into the worst aspects of this run in terms of Peter's self-doubt, even though it was kind of the point of the story.
Right,
I just think
uh-huh.
we discussed this in private a long time. But anyway,
Yeah.
but also you see this in his interpretation of J. Jonah Jameson, which this one has a fun
Oh,
fun
hello?
gag where JJ, seeing Spider-Man swing by, is yelling at him, and a cigar is dropped, and he blames it on Spider-Man.
Oh, my smoke! Smoke!
Smoke.
But so what's so funny? I'm actually looking up on the wiki, fandom wiki. Apparently, during this time, this was published when there was a trade embargo on Cuba.
Ha!
Yeah,
It's great. So, yeah, that essentially just means that J. Jones like, damn it, my illegally smuggled in cigars. This is Spider-Man's fault. He's a menace to society, preventing me from smoking my illegal cigars. Oh, I hate him.
Yeah. And speaking of that, if we get into we get into what happens afterwards, where you got the aftermath of where Peter is basically pressed for cash, which then leads into return of Electro.
Electro's back.
Man, it has been a fucking while since we've seen this little guy.
Hey, welcome back, Electro. Still got a banging theme. Yeah. Say whatever you want about Amazing Spider-Man 2. Electro's theme, though. Yeah.
I also like that this is also the return of Jameson causing the problem.
I mentioned this before also, like, a while back, but I also just find it interesting how, like, based on, like, stuff I've, like, seen and grown up on, I'm so used to Jameson, the Jameson I'm used to, he's not, like, ever, like, malicious with, like, the stuff he does, or, like, of, like, trying to, like, out Spider-Man and all that, but then it's just kind of a funny seeing here how, like, okay, I wouldn't say, like, this was a case of Jameson being malicious towards Spider-Man, but, like, his everlasting hatred for Spider-Man is just once again causing him to do, like, really stupid things, and so it's like even Captain Stacy, like, it's pretty much like the Iron Giant. Jameson's like Mansley, and then like Captain Stacy is like Jameson. If Electro is here, if Electro, like, Jameson,
That missile is
like,
is
Jameson,
to the Giants' current position.
It's like,
Where's the Giant Mansley?
it's like, Jameson, Electro's gunning for Spider-Man, and he's right here. Where's Electro, Jameson? Oh.
it's funny how like as Peter like comes into his own, Jameson just gets worse. Like he's this is a corrupted shell of a man at this point.
Like, okay, so he also is a lot more calmer, too.
Calmer.
No, compared to the early days where it was frequent.
Oh, true, but still,
He directly funded Scorpion.
yeah, that's true.
remember this.
That's true, but again, this is just an interesting case of how, like, over the years, Jameson, like, doesn't no longer really seems to be characterized like this. Like, Jameson ended up, like, later on, Jameson, like, in other versions of media, he'd kind of be portrayed more as like, he's an asshole. But he's an asshole with principles and a set of rules he follows by. But in here and like Jameson again, is like he's just so blinded by fucking going after Spider-Man. He'll do whatever, and it's like, oh my god.
He's a villain because of the morale damage he does to Spider-Man. And, like a public image in most places. But here he's just straight up like involved, like going at him directly.
This
Even though it's just a case of him like, oh wait, Electro, you're basically asking permission to unmax Spider-Man? Sure, I'll hire you.
Sure, nothing can go wrong. It's Electro's like, Jameson, I want like, what was it, like $5,000 or something? So I want 5,000 grand to unmask Peter. 5,000 grand? You're ripping me off. Deal.
He's like he said to himself he would have paid 26 grand just for the information. Like this Jameson has been blinded by his obsession. He's a man who will bomb his own house to get rid of termites.
Okay, I looked it up. Roughly, since this is like 1970, it's 5,000 would be worth 41,000 today.
Wow,
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a year's paycheck. But
Jameson really was about to give a whole year's paycheck to some guy just because the guy went up to him and said, "Hey, I can unmask Spider-Man." Really? Why didn't you just say so? Oh my gosh, you're hired.
Yeah, there's some other fun, like, okay, so when I was thinking when you were talking about it, I might as well just talk about what I kind of ideally view Jameson as a character. Because I really love this type of Jameson. In terms of character where you can have these antics involved, which a lot of modern Jameson is a lot more reserved.
Yeah.
Kind of like so, but of course the modern one has the additional wrinkle that has like the additional shade to his character of him being kind to Peter in his own way. Like one of the greatest additions was that even though Robbie, when they were first hiring him, that Robbie said like these are amateur photos. Jameson says no, we're still paying for them. And then why? And then you see the computer monitor that shows the article of Uncle Ben's death.
Yeah, that's like the, again, that's like the Jameson I grew up on, which is probably why I like that, like, take on JJ. But it is like to me, like this, like, like version of Jameson that we're like following, he's fun in his own way, but like admittedly I personally kind of like him more when he's just like how he is portrayed now. He's an asshole, but you know what? Damn it, that asshole's got standards.
What was the consensus on Jameson during this time? Was he a fan favorite character?
I don't know. I don't have any of the omnibuses, so I can't read about what people's opinions on, at least from Marvel's side. So, and I haven't done any research myself onto the production of this run.
Well, who wouldn't like the Triple J?
Because
I can see people get annoyed with him about his frequent appearance and his antics.
If I were to speculate, just a bit, just from like these issues, Jameson here feels a lot like he reminds me a lot of Mr. Wilson. Like, I don't know if that's intentional on Stan's part or not, but it's
Wilson.
Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace.
Oh.
I've never seen Dennis the Menace.
Well, he's the Dennis's neighbor, the old man he likes to bully a lot. Like this Jameson is more than even like the modern Jameson, because the modern Jameson is always kind of been portrayed more as like a character to set up the scene in the background, and then
Yeah.
and then we barely get time to feature him unless there's like an issue where the story will revolve around it. So like this Jameson feels just like feels like in this cast of characters, he feels very much like the I don't know if comic relief is the right word, but just the
I think in this run of issues, he's clearly in the comic relief role, where it's like we need to have like a fun gag because we're dealing with we got like two arcs of emotional character development for the characters, so we need to have like some lighthearted moments, so we can have Jameson overreacting with Spider-Man to kind of soften, to add a little bit of a laugh.
like yeah, like because if that again, this is just speculation. I don't want to make anything concrete, but that's exactly how I was imagining this whole thing, or like Jameson is becoming just like throughout the comic books. You kind of just see how like Jameson is becoming like a main character in his own right.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that. It's like he's a constant presence, and he is a great welcome. I think so. Like, my ideal of Jameson in terms of a Spider-Man series or comic is that you have like the two sides actually contradicting. You set up like a contradictory imagery. You got Jameson with Peter Parker, where he is still, the over-the-top jerk boss, but you get the hint that he cares for Peter. He's being mean as part of like his version of tough love to Peter.
He's like that Yankee tough love kind of New York hustle.
Right. But then you got him with Spider-Man, and he opposes Spider-Man so much because it offends his view of the world, essentially. Because you got like this guy who's going outside of the law,
right, supposedly
taking people out, who also previously was part of was like a performer who did like a wrestling stunt, went on TV, and now he's playing superhero. Like, you would get the impression that it's like the equivalent of like a rich kid, like trying to do good without any knowledge of how to do it. And then in his mind, I kind of envision his background to be Jameson is like the guy who started at the bottom level. Like, he was also a blue collar guy, but in journalism, and he rose up the ranks, essentially. So he's a self-made man, and he doesn't see Spider-Man that way. So that's why he's kind of blinded. Such blind hatred to Spider-Man. I would also add later on, to add another wrinkle, a revelation that he kind of knew that Peter is Spider-Man. So it's much like that tough luck.
I like the idea that he kind of He kind of if he kind of has the instinct, but the rest of his mind just hasn't caught up.
Hmm. So it's more like he gets the hunch. It's like, that's something's not right with that kid. Jameson literally just going, that boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
I would actually go one step further. It's like, yeah, you could have like most of the series have that, but then you have some point where it's like, yeah, he knows, he kind of figures it out.
I disagree. His hatred of Spider-Man and his love of Peter Parker.
I do think it would be funny though. Like he just. That's actually very interesting that you bring up, Master. It's just kind of fun to think of, like, even if he he gets this hunch about Peter, but then like at the end of the day, like he's just so blinded by God, that damn Spider-Man. And so like
It's
Jameson,
no way that he can be Peter Parker.
Exactly. It's like Jameson is like I don't know, like all of a sudden Peter's identity is revealed for some reason, and Jameson just goes,
"Bullshit."
It's like bullshit. Like now, there's plenty wrong with that boy right there. Let me tell you, there's plenty wrong with him. But no, he is not Spider-Man. Get out of here.
He would not go to a TV station.
He goes
to show off his
I
powers first.
I imagine like there'd be like an issue where where Peter gets his identity revealed to like the public, and then Jameson comes. It's like no, it can't be, and he convinces the public that he's not Spider-Man, which is Jameson's charisma and just so certainty.
He's just so certain of it that eventually he convinces everyone. Well, I mean, damn, that guy, he brings a good point. There's no way this scrawny ass nerd could beat Spider-Man.
Like how? Doc Ock literally unmasked him in front of people.
Well, obviously, it's a trick. He dressed up Peter as Spider-Man and to fool us. There's no way he can be Spider-Man.
But we have footage of Peter putting on the Spider-Man outfit.
No.
I like to believe that Jameson just doesn't believe that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because every time he's ever viewed Peter Parker, every time he had an interaction with Peter Parker's just like this kind of demure, like, young man who's always like arguing with him about something. It's like Spider-Man, like every interaction he has with Spider-Man is just like this like kid, like this kid who's giving
Looney Tune cartoon.
Exactly.
Like he shows up like every time Spider-Man shows up, he's always like webbing Jameson to his chair or the roof.
Spider-Man! I should have known you were behind us. Quiet, Jameson. Just wipes his mouth. And then just like moments later, after like I don't know, like maybe like Doc Ock attacked the Bugle for some reason, Peter comes out of the closet. Oh my gosh, Jameson, you all right? I got me, kid. Oh, did you see that Spider-Man guy? I'm telling you, kid, he's a menace. Better watch out for him if I were you.
You don't want to be like him when you grow up, kid.
You don't want to be like him.
Yeah. So why is Electro hunting Spider-Man? Well, for multiple reasons, but the reason Jameson is hiring Electro is because Spider-Man decided to put himself on a talk show to get money.
Spider-Man, why are you attending our talk show? Money! I need it. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. All because of a stupid party. There's this party, but like my girlfriend's gonna be there, and I don't want to end up looking like a loser. Could you help a guy out?
I want to be a great boyfriend.
Help a guy out, please. Come on, I need it. I
All
really need
right,
it, man.
we need. I love it. It's like, okay, we need your name, your social security number.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you trying? What are you trying? What type of show are you running here? And then that that one host oh yeah, it's cool, guys, it's cool. He doesn't want to show it, it's fine. Besides, who cares? It's Spider-Man.
How can we know it's Spider-Man? Spider-Man lifts him up like.
I I think it would be actually just an. I always just. I like they never said it right, but like I always and not really this case in particular, but like I just like it in general when like there are cases of like like hey, show us your true identity so we can like unmask you, fiend, and then someone usually but like I always like the idea like no one ever does that because there's this idea of well, if we unmask him and it turns out to be just, fucking scrawny Peter Parker, well, there's nothing special about that. But if you keep the identity a mystery, oh, who's the mysterious Spider-Man? Whoa.
Yeah. I also love the idea that's. I just love the setup where Spider-Man is willing to go on TV and talk to people.
Peter's gonna go on Jimmy Fallon and pull a Mr. Frog. It's like oh, that's great, Spider-Man. Well, welcome. So, what do you have to say about current, political situations? Well, Jimmy Fallon, I think personally that we should get rid of all those dirty, and then just a big censor bar.
And then that's why octopuses are the worst fucking animals of all time. They should be eradicated.
And some guy just goes, "Wow, that was bad. That was really bad."
They made the joke in they made the joke in the comic book, but I do kind of want to iterate the joke. It's like imagine it's like it's probably not having it at the same time, but just for the sake of the joke, imagine it's just on the Ed Sullivan Show. There's the Beatles, and then you got Johnny Carson having Spider-Man come and doing tricks.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So essentially, because of Electro and J. Jonah shenanigans, the show ended, and
then Peter walks away without any money. It's like, oh, damn it. And then Peter ends again just with these like recent like these issues we read. It always like ends with like Peter just always saying to himself, "Gosh, that was terrible. Oh, I'm terrible. Oh my gosh. Oh."
Also, like we should congratulate Electro. He got a win.
In a sense.
Not a complete win.
Yeah, not a complete win, but Peter technically beat Electro, but then at the end of the day, Peter just goes to himself like, oh, it wasn't worth it though. I didn't get money. I didn't get paid. I got nothing for the party. I'm a bad boy. I'm just a terrible person in general. Oh, I hate my life.
Like Electro did not like get arrested or anything. Like he got away.
Yeah, he got away, and then again, Peter's
I would
just
call this a win, a solid win. Like yeah, he did not take out Spider-Man, did not reveal his identity. But in terms of like battlefield, like he had a tactical victory.
Like from how the pendulum is swinging, we kind of seen like the earlier issues where every time Peter Parker strikes out in his daily life, Spider-Man was always kind of triumphant. Now we're just seeing the other side of the coin, where Spider-Man is having like a hard time keeping up his track record. Yet Peter outside of some hitches here and there, is actually kind of getting a great footing in his social life.
Yeah, the stock market at this point is very high, very solid on Peter. But unfortunately, the Spider-Man stocks, people are losing money. So, sorry.
But again, like even if that is the case, Peter just constantly just telling himself at this point, just, oh, that was awful. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Oh, damn it. Oh, I'm the worst. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm broke. I can't afford those Italian dinners.
I can't afford those Italian dinners. Oh gosh,
Speaking of the
Gwen's gonna dish me for fucking Flash. Oh, I'm just awful. Oh.
even though Flash is gonna leave in the next
Well,
oh yeah, Peter did have a fight with Flash in this one as well.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Peter's also like, it's also just interesting how, not only is Peter like, so like that's just another thing. Like now it's like Peter just in these recent issues just again just really like just hitting the gas pedal on the self doubt and pity. But then now he's also like getting like extremely insecure about his relationships. So it's like, oh my gosh, Flash is here. Oh my gosh, Gwen's gonna dish me for him. Oh, I'm the worst. Oh.
I mean, who wouldn't go with
Who would? Yeah, because high school superstar Flash
no,
Thompson.
a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces?
That's right. Mm.
Did
Who's going into nom in the next issue?
Yeah.
did Flash go All American?
Flash went All American.
Yeah. Okay. So
I hear that he took out Vietnam single-handedly, so now he's gonna go for Cambodia.
oh. Okay.
Aw.
So it's time to transition from a Spider-Man story to basically a Spider-Man story where Spider-Man is actually just a side character.
Yeah, this was the Kingpin
The
show.
Schemer.
The Schemer.
The Schemer 3-parter, where Spider-Man's role in this entire arc of this 3-parter is essentially he has a run-in with the Schemer. He finds out that the Schemer has a bounty on his head, so he's trying to get the bounty so that he can
so he can afford to treat his girlfriend right. Otherwise the girlfriend's gonna ditch him for that damn jerk Flash Thompson. Oh.
I will say this normally, right?
Uh-huh.
Normally, this makes no sense, in my opinion, for Peter's character and his motivations.
Mm.
Like, him all of a sudden pursuing a bounty hunter job. Like, just because. I think that's why they added the whole Peter and Gwen being collateral. So that, to make it more reasonable that Peter would go after the Schemer.
Mm.
But yeah, this is a really I really like this 3-parter. Other than that, because it's a great character study of Wilson Fisk, and it introduces his wife, Vanessa Fisk.
Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa, let's go.
His wife and son looking very healthy.
Yeah.
Well, the son's dead, so never mind.
Yeah, he died.
Gosh darn it, the son's dead. Ah.
Died in a ski accident,
Yeah, it was a skiing accident.
After learning that his father was a criminal mastermind.
Uh-huh.
So he clearly committed seppuku.
Oh, yeah, seppuku. Oh. My father has committed dishonor against the family, but I must pay for his crimes. Okay.
Yeah.
But
what's up? You're about to say
ahead.
something, not?
Oh no, I was not.
Yeah, I just love the examination of like you set up like Vanessa is trying to essentially like telling Fisk, this is what your life of crime cost you. You can retire.
Mhm.
Just stop. And while Wilson is he takes the death of his son differently, where it's
Mm.
like, oh, if my son is dead, that means I must protect Vanessa at all costs.
Mm.
Like it's great characterization that helps set up his stuff for Daredevil.
Mm.
This is some mafioso drama right here. Top top tier stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like yeah, like I could just move on. Like the first part is like setting up the schemer and him trying to do initial stuff, and also giving Spider-Man a personal reason other than getting hunting the schemer for money.
Mm.
With like Gwen being put into a hospital, that if Peter wasn't there, she could have died. So he's on a little bit of a rampage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, but then one of the funniest bits came out of the whole thing, where afterwards, and like Peter's like, oh, I better check on oh Gwen in case she got hurt or something. It's like, Gwen, are you alright? And she's acting like really salty. It's like, oh, so now my boyfriend cares, huh? Gosh, what's wrong with you, Peter? And then Peter's like, shit, it's like he's talking to Captain Stacy. Like, Captain Stacy, you gotta understand. I'm not trying to be an asshole. You gotta believe me. And Captain Stacy's like,
okay, I will say the quote. I know what you're gonna say. Here's the quote because I posted it in the Crypt with the joke. Maybe Captain Stacy deserves to die. It's like most females tend to think with their emotions, Peter, and you know how spirited Gwen is.
he just straight up said, like, Captain Stacy, you gotta understand. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I know, Peter. Gwen's just having Gwen's just I don't know. She's on her period or something. You know how women are, Peter.
Women are neurotic, Peter. We can't change that.
Captain Stacy being sexist to his own daughter. It's like, wow.
Oh, he's
You
right.
can only get away because it's the 70s.
It was 70s. It was a different
Like,
time period.
Yeah, where like you could read that and understand it completely different from our modern understanding.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. But again, it just Captain Stacy just straight up just said, "Ah, Peter, don't worry about it. Gwen's just having what we call a woman moment. You know how women are. They're a little crazy. Don't worry about it, Pete." Captain Stacy, are you allowed to talk about your daughter that way? Of course I can, Peter.
She's my
It's the-
daughter.
It's the 70s. Sexism is well, okay, maybe not sexism, but it's the 80s, it's the 70s, Peter. Women don't have rights.
Oh,
Gwen doesn't have rights, at least as long as she's in my house.
As long as she's in my house, she has no rights. But yeah, it's like wow. So like that's also just another thing with like these reading these old issues. Like you see moments like these, it's like this really is just a time capsule of the era. Like this is a great time capsule where Gwen's own dad is just straight up telling Peter, you know how women are. They're a bunch of crazy. They're a bunch of how women are. They're just naturally crazy. It's like again, it's like different era, but it's just like so fun seeing like a time capsule of it's like, wow, you cannot say this anymore.
This,
yeah.
like the like cut the silent, like this silent generation man is telling this baby boomer that, that the women be crazy.
Peter, the women are crazy. You know, you gotta understand. Oh, well, I guess you have a point there, Captain Stacy.
Yeah. So also I did switch to the next one. So like because
Oh.
the event we're talking about happened in there, where
Oh, okay.
and also this is an important part where Stacy is piecing together
Oh
uh,
yeah, so
of
that's also another thing. Yeah, so like little by little, Captain Stacy is slowly starting to like piece things together. Like, Peter is awfully, you know, very erratic. He's always late. Seems to always show up after whenever Spider-Man leaves the scene.
He's the only
That's
person
interesting.
he's the only person that ever gets the
Whoever gets pictures of Spider-Man. Hmm.
and also he managed the accident happened in such a way that because of the strength of this pole propped up in this specific way that prevented Gwen from getting hurt, and Peter happened to be next to her.
Hmm.
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 Meanwhile, Peter is like, I need to hunt the schemer. I need money. And then the schemer is like, oh no, I'm being hunted. Time to take out the Kingpin. Finish up my plan.
Kingpin, I've come for you.
Meanwhile, Kingpin is like, the schemer? I need to wipe him out. Vanessa's like, please don't. I thought you wanted no longer a life
Sweetie.
of crime.
It's like, I can't leave it, Vanessa. They're after me. I got too many enemies, Vanessa. And, and then, then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, look who showed up. Ooh. Kingpin, I've come. Oh my gosh, it's a schemer.
And Vanessa, you don't leave this life without a body tag or selling out to the feds. Mama didn't raise no.
Yeah. And Vanessa just, and then like it just ends with with like Vanessa confronting both of them, like getting in between them, and she recognized the schemer.
It's like, wait a minute, schemer, you look familiar. No, I don't.
No, don't.
No,
Well,
I don't.
I'm out of here. Deuces. Just jumps up. It's like just escapes. Whee!
And then Kingpin is like, "Where's Vanessa? I'm gonna kill that."
And then meanwhile, Vanessa's like, I can't. Like, oh my gosh, if the Kingpin finds out, oh no, I'm afraid what's gonna happen.
Well, Spider-Man is like, "I'm so glad I'm out of this fight."
And then Kingpin's like, and slowly he stopped. And slowly the Kingpin stopped thinking.
Well, we haven't. He stopped thinking after the big twist is revealed. Ooh.
Yes, it's. And then like the third part, schemer at like revealed as last. So this concludes where we pick up where we last left off. Vanessa is revealed to be not kidnapped, just hiding in the shadows.
I've been.
And it's like, meanwhile, schemer is like, I wrecked my car. I need to hide. I need to get parts.
But also at the same time, while that's all going on, the schemer's just quietly thinking to himself, oh my gosh, does she know? Does she know? Shit, this could ruin everything if she knows. Oh my gosh. Oh.
And then speaking of identities, meanwhile, Peter is like, all right, I'm just going to visit Gwen and her father. Nothing is going to be any weirder. And that is when Captain Stacy bring up,
Hey, Peter, there's some. I want to talk to you about that Spider-Man guy. Shit, he's after me. Oh no, he's after me. Oh.
I need to think of something. Oh, okay. Oh, I need to go back to my dark room. I got new film. And then he goes out.
I got negatives to produce. And it's like, of course, I didn't know about the negatives. My bad, Peter. I know how delicate those things are. Take your time. Take your time.
And then he goes out, dresses up as Spider-Man, and is like, "Where is Parker? I need money from him."
He owes me money. We made a deal. And then Gwen's like, oh my gosh, Dad, my boyfriend's being extorted by Spider-Man. And then Captain Stacy's like, don't worry, sweetie, we'll catch that dastardly fiend. But then he just thinks to himself, wait a minute, there's no sign of struggle. Is he really being extorted?
That's when they go to the apartment.
Oh yeah, but still, it's like, but is he? But the point still sounds like, wait, but is he really being extorted?
Like that panel of Captain Stacy and Gwen leaving. Yeah, George knew.
George
was
it's
that's
pretty
awfully convenient.
It reminds me of Spectacular Spider-Man, where he's like, he's in the room alone with Peter, and he's like, at first I thought, Spider-Man. I now realize that Spider-Man wears the mask because he has something to protect while looking Peter in the eyes.
Yeah.
I think it's more so recognizing.
So, yes, it's like at that point, like, yeah, Captain Stacy, like he pretty much knows that, like, at least he pieced together like he has very strong suspicions, but then it's like,
He did express.
yeah, the kid's probably Spider-Man.
He's a family man.
Most likely Spider-Man. Definitely is Spider-Man.
It's true that good things are worth it.
But then while all that's happening again, Gwen's like, "Oh my gosh, Dad, my boyfriend's being extorted by Spider-Man. You gotta do something, Daddy." Oh, okay, sweetie, don't worry about it. I know you're having you're probably still just having your female moments. Don't worry about it, sweetie. Is that supposed to mean Dad? Don't worry about it.
Speaking to.
You're female, you wouldn't understand.
You understand, and sweetie, don't you worry.
So Spider-Man, after doing all that shenanigans, it's just so hilarious that this version of Peter goes to such lengths to hide
the fact that he's Spider-Man, and then George is like, nah, it's probably him.
Right. So anyway, he actually did bring photos. He bring photos to the Bugle of how Peter somehow was in the vicinity of the Kingpin, seeing the brawl inside his household.
Somehow.
Clear photos, including one that shows Vanessa helping the schemer to escape, which puts Kingpin.
Kingpin's like, what? Vanessa, how could you betray me like this? And Vanessa's like, you just gotta trust me, sweetie. You just gotta trust me. Why should I? Please, you just gotta trust me. I'm onto you, woman.
It's so fun. And then it gets even funnier. Spider-Man fighter tracks down the schemer after car explosion, but he tracks him down.
Oh yeah, it was a car explosion.
Takes the schemer after defeating him to the police to say, "Okay, I have your reward. I have where's my reward money?
I got a schemer. Where's my money? Where's the money, Lebowski?" Oh, don't you worry about the money. We got something special for you two. You as well, Spider-Man. What do you mean, me as well? Oh, crap. It's a trap, isn't it? Here comes Kingpin like, you're damn right it's a trap. Ah, of course. Ugh. I should have seen this coming.
This is why I should have investigated about the reward money.
Yeah, I should have done better research about the reward. Oh. Oh man. Well, all right. Let's get this. Let's get this over with. What are you gonna do about it, Kingpin? This. Behold, a cage. A cage? Yes, a cage. Oh gosh, what have you
It's a
done?
big net. It's a big net.
It's a big net. Oh my goodness, not the net, please,
My
Kingpin.
weakness.
Oh,
Nets.
my one weakness, nets. So I was like, gotcha now, Spider-Man. uh, then it's like, now that you're trapped, Spider-Man, you can't intervene while I kill the schemer. Ooh, and then and then and then Vanessa's like, no, please, you two, you gotta stop. Why? Why should I? Because I have. Because, and the scheme's like, because I've been waiting for this exact moment to confront you, Kingpin.
You first
Why?
listened to the long backstory about.
It's like I must tell you about my tragic backstory, and then afterwards, Kingpin's like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with me? And it's like, oh my gosh, my dad. Oh my gosh, you're. Well, I guess I kind of spoiled it already by saying, but you know, it's like, oh my gosh, you're such an idiot, Kingpin. You're my dad. What? I'm your son. The one who died in the skiing accident? I faked the skiing accident! Oh.
Sis, is this dog? It's not dog food. It's real meat.
Yeah. And then
Stories telling dog.
Kingpin just goes catatonic.
Yeah, Kingpin's like, oh, 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 oh.
Get more for less. Especially
Oh my gosh! And Vanessa, oh my gosh, sweetie, what did you do? I don't know. I just told him the truth, and now he's catatonic. It's like he's just frozen in shock. And then meanwhile, Peter's like, and I just love how like Peter breaks out out of like the net cage, and he just sees what's going on. It's like, well, awkward. I think I'm just gonna go now.
it starts with an empty promise.
He just
I
leaves.
am done with this episode of The Sopranos. I need.
I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Here, isn't alert you to changes big and small.
But yeah, not.
No, I was just gonna say he just literally went into a stupor, into a coma.
Yeah, it just. I'm gonna go now. Bye, guys.
And then this started him getting sick, which leads into our next issue, which we bring a classic Marvel character.
Black Widow. She looks very, very different.
Well,
can't
I
be-
like. So this one is essentially where we get the modern Black Widow look.
Right. Which I was actually kind of like surprised. Oh, this is where we get the modern Black Widow look, because they show like her previous cops. Like, wow, that is a very different Black Widow than like you see in like the movies, and then you get the new more the Black Widow costume that most people know because like the MCU and stuff. It's like, wow. So she got her modern costume because Spider-Man.
And I am fully aware that in order for this,
Huh.
I have.
Well, it was tied to other things, like as the backstory kind of talks about, is that
Yeah, there was some other stuff, something about Hawkeye.
She and Hawkeye were cleared by like you see in the comic that they were in a relationship, and
Hawkeye, get away from her.
Barbie, I realized that
You don't want to go. You don't want to get with
times putting her once in
bad chicks like that.
her son, and so now I believe it's time that
I
somebody.
mean,
Yeah, like in this one, it's like she's like, I used to be part of Mother Russia, but now I can't,
Easier in any way I can.
and my husband is dead.
oh yeah, her husband is dead. My husband is dead.
And I don't blame him.
Uh,
It's not every day that your mom is to call you and say I'm
and I used to hang out with the Avengers,
uncomfortable.
But
but now
now,
I'm gonna be on my own. So I'm just gonna. Spider-Man seems like a good idea to take some ideas from. Like I can make web shooters,
Yes, with me. I know.
flying around, and then it gets funny when
Yeah,
JJ sees her.
JJ's like, well, JJ's little reaction was just, my God, there's two of them now. Holy shit, there's two Spider-Mans now. And it's like, but he like does a double take, like it's like double take, spit takes, wait a minute, that's a woman. Oh great, now not only are there two of them, but there's a woman Spider-Man too, as if they couldn't get any worse. Oh.
I love it in the Marvel Spider-Man where he finds out. I don't think it was Marvel Spider-Man, but somewhere where Miles Morales showed up, there was a it was like, help! I'm having a heart attack. There's two of them.
There's two of them now.
I just
He
love the
literally has a-
dialogue of him when he mentioned about Spider-Man probably put her up to it to confuse everyone.
It's like he's playing mind tricks on us. Ooh, that dastardly fiend! I'm gonna get him.
So Chris was very confident.
Meanwhile, Spider-Man is just exhausted.
Taking a minute.
Yeah, it's just oh my
Like
gosh.
he can barely hold on his own against Black Widow, and
Could very well be like
he
cringe.
doesn't have money.
One, but season one was a little tacky. A little burnt. Anyway. So
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wait, hold on.
is that how we got another season out there? Because season one was a fail.
Oh, what is taking up so much space on my computer all of a sudden?
Man, what a guy. It's like I haven't heard a life this rough since Peter Parker.
right.
Since Peter Parker.
He then,
What is?
and then the issue ends with him looking at his blood and saying, "I may be losing my powers."
I may be losing my powers.
I,
What is taking up so much of my
This
storage
is weirdly
space?
disappointing. I don't know why. And then it leads into the next one where this is like, in hindsight, the most comical issue.
Mm.
To sum up the plot, Peter thinks that he's losing his powers. That means he could give up on being Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
And yet he feels so dizzy. So he goes up to his friends during Gwen's party and basically dropped the bomb that he is Spider-Man.
And and then Captain Stacy's like, I was right.
I was right.
And then he leaves. And as Spider-Man, he went to the hospital and thinking, I may be losing my powers. And then the doctor goes, no, you got the man flu.
Son, you have flu. There's like super flu. I don't know why you're still alive. I guess that's because you're superpowered, but you should be dead by now.
Chris, she's doing it. She's doing that.
And Spider-Man is like, yes, I just have the flu. And then he realized, oh crap.
I just told everyone I was Spider-Man.
Shit.
I mean,
What am I gonna do about this?
Prove 'em.
I know who. He goes, hey, Hobby.
Hobie, remember me? Yeah. It's like, hey.
buddy, you have that theory on me. I'm cashing it in.
Listen,
Can you dress up as me?
swear to God.
Yeah,
Just as me and just talk to a guy named Peter, saying that
No, we're not. Like,
that you already he was just you were just stopping by to see if he's gonna split the money.
Okay. Why do I need to do this? Don't worry about it. All right. So yeah, this is like, all right. I'll do it for you, Spider-Man. Cash in that favor.
Oh yeah, and meanwhile, Harry did bring up the incident where Doc Ock reveals that Peter is Spider-Man. It's like, oh, and Harry's going, that's a hoax. There's no way.
Oh.
You're speaking malarkey. There's no way Pete's Spidey.
Nah, you're being silly.
You're being But Captain Stacy thinks otherwise, leading into the final arc with Doc Ock.
Yeah, Doc
Ock shenanigans.
Yeah,
Where
so
Spider-Man has to deal with the arms first.
the arms. Doc Ock's able to control them with his mind all the way far away. It's just ooh, and Spider-Man's like, oh my gosh, his arms have gone on a rampage. Oh.
Meanwhile,
Something
Peter
taking up
is
so
like,
much storage space on my computer.
Meanwhile, Peter's warned that you need to keep your grades up. Remember that, Peter.
Not Peter.
Also, I may need your blood. I am Professor Warren. Can I have your blood for a second? For no reason, I just have like a nice collection of blood samples from all my students.
It is a journey. I have a progress on my antidepressant, had some daily wins, and reducing my symptoms. But I'm still
Look, Peter. Can I get a sample of your blood? I need a healthy 20. A healthy 20-year-old male's blood for no reason.
Yeah, clearly. Don't worry, I already got Gwen Stacy's blood. No reason. Meanwhile, Doc Ock is like, I'm finally out of prison. Time for me to cause an international incident.
I'm gonna cause an international incident
with an Asian general. The not Chinese general, General Su.
General Su. Oh man, when I saw the Asian general, I was like, oh, this is amazing. It's like I wonder who the Asian people are. Is it the people like the really like small eyes? No, it can't be them.
It's this Mao's Proud Boys.
Mao's Proud Boys. It's like, oh no. But no, I just find it funny. I saw that and the Asian like general, and I just knew, oh, I'm in for a ride. Oh. Yeah. Again, it's so interesting seeing this stuff. It's a time capsule of the time. It's like, oh, look at. Again, could it be the people with the small eyes? Nah.
Meanwhile, there's a protest over because Doc Ock takes over the plane.
Oh yeah.
Holds everyone at gunpoint and basically tells them, "All right, you need to. I'm gonna take the general as hostage, and you need to give me $10 million."
$10 million.
No.
And then Peter is like dragged into that scene. It's like because he's the photographer, and he sees that situation. It's like, I need to dress. He goes in as Spider-Man. Meanwhile, there's a protest saying, "Get rid of Sue!
Get
No
rid.
10 million!"
Don't you know he's a damn Asian? Ooh. It's, it's like, don't you know he's an Asian? Ooh. You know, we don't really like those guys around here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, we don't like Asians.
Yeah, we don't like Asians.
And then as soon as Spider-Man shows up, everything went to crap and that plane ends up blowing up.
No survivors.
We're no survivors.
Well, we have the innocent people who are survivors, but Doc Ock is clearly dead. Clearly. And Spider-Man goes, BS!
And of course, Kelly was thinking about her.
But I do find it funny though. Like it's like no one survived the crash, and yeah, Peter's just like, nah, I know Doc. He's not one to just go down like that. Nah, something's not right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find
Spoiler,
out.
he lives.
Oh my gosh, who could have seen this coming?
Peter.
Doc Ock's alive? What? Yeah. Yeah, Doc Ock lives! Whoa!
Create a toxic ass environment.
And then it gets funnier where Spider-Man changes back into Peter. Peter talks with Randy about going to a protest.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah, that's
and, like, he
right,
gives,
Randy.
Randy the impression that Peter only cares for himself while he walks away, even though Peter is thinking, I need to find Ock, I need to find Ock. And then just as he dropped his newspaper in the trash can, guess who's around the corner?
Doc Ock, and it's like, oh, there's a protest going on. The perfect opportunity to strike! Oh my gosh, why was it? Hold on, I'm working on like an artwork like at the same time while we're talking. Why was my Adobe Illustrator file so fucking huge? Like, geez, no wonder why I was running out of storage space. That like one Adobe file was like so huge. Damn it! Not only is Adobe now stealing my artwork for their AI, but they're also like a video game company now. They're not compressing the damn files.
Today was
And remember, they're getting sued over their subscriptions.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Damn it!
We of the Comic Crypt podcast fully endorse Apache Open Office.
Yeah, Open Office is just better.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
I've been using Illustrator because like that's like the software stuff that my school uses, and then I've said this before on like my own like stuff, but like they have like the school has this thing where like your tuition goes to the school takes your tuition and uses it to subscribe essentially for you, so they pay the subscription for you with your tuition money. So I've just been leeching off of the school ever since with Adobe products, but now all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck? Why is my one Adobe Illustrator file so damn huge that's like taking up like most of my storage space? It's outrageous. It actually straight up is just outrageous. Like, what the fuck? But
Alright. So back, it's so funny that both Peter and Ock were planning to find each other. And then
I've already found it. Why am I still here? So with all the
and then meanwhile in this one we got the final gag with
we found that reason.
with JJ calling everyone's into pollution, but he's my own special hate.
He's my own special hate.
What a raw line.
I know.
That was a banger.
I know. What a. It really is such a great line. He's my own special hate. I hate him. It's legitimately a great line.
Yeah, and then both of them ambush each other. With Doctor Octopus like disrupting a power station to cause problems, and then Spider-Man ambushes him back, and then a brawl happens.
Yeah. Let's go.
And it ends with Peter saving the civilians from a falling water tower, but
not
gets-
without consequence.
Being sent off the edge. Like, oh no, is he gonna die?
Oh my
Spoiler,
gosh.
he doesn't die,
But someone
but
else
someone
does.
is.
Which, I to be fair, we already kind of spoiled who it was, like way in the beginning. So yeah, this is the issue. This is the issue where the first of the Stacys go bye-bye.
Yeah,
One
okay,
Stacy down,
so,
one more to go.
like, in terms of Spider-Man versus Doc Ock, like, the issue begins with Spider-Man escaping, put a tracker on Doc Ock. Spider-Man comes up with a countermeasure against his tentacles by putting making special web fluid that gets into the tentacles mechanism to cause them to go out of the control. But what happens is that it results in the tentacles destroying debris that caused the physical death of Stacy when Stacy saved the boy, but gets crushed.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting stuff is, how well do you think this sold the death of Captain Stacy? Did you think that it was too early? Do you think that there could have been more dedication to him?
Maybe a little bit more, but I don't think it'd be too much.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Is that a wedding singer going on in the background?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, that sounds like Adam Sandler. I was like, are you watching The Wedding Singer? Which, by the way, it's a fun movie. I like Adam Sandler.
I like it for how matter of the fact it is, in a way. Just from how just from an accident, it's taken the life of, like, to this point, one of the most closest that Peter has is both his civilian identity and his masked identity.
Right.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion they could have done more. I think it felt a little bit too soon.
It was pretty. I will say it was kind of pretty fast. How, like, oh, damn. Guess Captain Stacy's yeah, he dead.
Yeah,
all
like,
right.
His first appearance, I'm just trying to remind myself, was in 56. So this is like 34 issues. So it's about like 2 years, almost 3 years, of comics that he would be around. There's a part of me that, like, we had two major plots that had him being mind controlled and framed of being a criminal.
are not good drivers. I know where.
But I really don't think I think they could have done more with him before killing him off.
Uh-huh.
There's no like it was like a sense of I do like how matter of fact it is. It's comes up all of a sudden, but it felt like
Have you ever pumped your gas?
there was no real there was no real happy moment for it to get depressing.
Get that, stick it in there.
Like
But
no,
it just happens.
Fill it up.
yeah.
Like, you, like,
Then you fill it up.
is it like
That's fine.
there wasn't really time
Like
to like
maybe if they had a
process it?
talk, what?
All right, spit
Are you
that.
saying like there wasn't really much time to like process Captain Stacy's death?
Yeah, when you're full, that's actually tell you.
I don't mind that because you know this is a long form comic book. The next issue most likely is going to deal with the fallout. With it, and it's going to be like a compounding factor leading into the events of 100. But
also he needs to start working on how.
I think in terms of the relationship between Captain Stacy and Peter, I think I would have been a little bit more of a closure. You know, while it's not realistic, it is still a story.
It's that thematic, that thematic element that would have made this a lot more.
Well, sorry.
I was just gonna say, add a bit more of a thematic element to make this death a lot more impactful.
Well, you see, what you do is you give him a clone.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Solves all the problems right there.
Captain Stacy was never cloned, was he?
Yeah, he clone conspiracy.
Oh my gosh! Even he's not safe from the cloning. Why the clones?
Literally, like
stop with the Spider-Man.
You know what was the joke?
Stop with the clones.
You know what was the joke in comic books in the 2000s? Like before there's only 3 characters in Marvel that you couldn't revive. No, there's 3 characters in comics you couldn't revive from the dead. Uncle Ben, Bucky, and Jason Todd. And guess what happened in the 2000s?
They all came back to life.
No, except for Uncle Ben. I think Uncle Ben is still technically
Uncle Ben was the only one who they're like, no, he still has to remain 6 feet under. But everyone else, hey, bring them back. Okay. That's actually kind of.
Okay, yeah.
It's actually kind of
he
funny.
could have been revived, but in the clone conspiracy, Ben Reilly is revealed didn't want to bring back Uncle Ben because Uncle Ben would be very disappointed in him.
Jeez. Peter, why did you bring me back as a clone? I don't know, Uncle Ben. I just want you back as a clone. What the hell, Peter?
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so with this clone, yeah, I just felt like the story they could have done more.
Like, in a way, like it's funny how the cover, like they black out his face just so that those who haven't read the previous comic book wouldn't get it. They censored it just to avoid spoilers. But it's kind of funny how like this moment will later just be overshadowed in like 30 issues.
Yeah, 30 issues is when the death of Gwen Stacy And I think that's a bit more impactful because we get to see the seeds of why Gwen died.
Mm.
With Peter being so afraid of letting Gwen know that he's Spider-Man.
Mm.
And the consequences of that.
And the aftermath is also very very legendary.
Mm.
What colors?
Yeah, I haven't read that era of I actually, when my comic reading, it's with my dad's old comics, it stopped almost right before. Like one volume later, I would have gotten the death of Gwen Stacy.
Wow.
I would have been close to having my childhood being traumatized by Gwen Stacy's death. Instead, I was
right
traumatized by Captain Planet.
by Captain Planet.
Captain Planet in the drive-bys.
And the
Yes,
drive-bys.
you know exactly what happened.
Yeah, the drive-by.
So, okay, that being said, I did like the final lines that were given.
Mm.
And not knowing that in hindsight, it does make it a bit funnier knowing that within 30 issues, like almost the exact same amount of time Captain Stacy had of being alive, that Gwen is gonna die.
Gwen's gonna die. Short.
Like outside of that context, it's a very
Mm.
nice way to end the issue.
Mm.
Yeah, so I would say that's it for this episode of the Comic Crypt. I hopefully everyone enjoyed listening to us ramble about Spider-Man, of how awesome he is, and all the shenanigans that happen in
I
this
need
one.
to stop the damn clones.
So join
Please.
us next time, where we just cover up until 100.
Yeah.
We're gonna approach the 100 issue mark.
Home stretch.
I think that this next stretch is the one with the drugs.
Drugs?
Like Harry's gonna get totally wasted. It's gonna.
Oh, let's go.
The goblin's coming back. It's gonna be great, guys.
And then we're gonna also issue 100. Spider-Man is gonna try to get rid of his powers for good.
Again?
And like we're not gonna get into it, but like I do need to mention it just for the folks at home, and a certain living vampire is going to help him.
Oh,
Morbid time.
Morbid time in
Morbid time.
Okay, just to let you know, Changhis, the final stretch is beginning with the origin, with the first appearance of Morbius. So, Morbid time.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Get a morb.
We're bringing back a dead meme. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know what we're gonna call this episode. So we got like the death of Captain Stacy. Next one is drugs.
Drugs. Which are good,
Horrific
which are
finale.
bad.
Like, come on.
And then more horrific finale. I think the next episode is gonna be called Somehow It Is Drugs.
Drugs. Which are good, which are bad.
The
Drugs.
The goblin of the soul.
Ask your mom, ask your dad. Drugs.
All right. All right. So, I hope everyone had a wonderful night. See you next time, guys.
See ya. Stop with the clones.